What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi Battles with live commentary. Today we are doing some World Cup matches. We are playing against Panama this time, and I'm using a Coalossal team. So unfortunately, I can't share the pace because it is private, but just talking a little bit about the team, it is pretty standard in terms of what Coalossal does. It does get really big, it does hit really hard, and we also just have a really strong supporting cast. So hoping we can put in some good work with it and just like kind of see how this match goes out, right? My opponent is Cannon from Team Panama, and so we're just kind of seeing what we can do. We did really well last week, and I'm hoping to also do really well this week. So yeah, feeling good about things. Let's just see for him to select his team, and then we can just get rocking and rolling into this match. Definitely make sure to subscribe while you're waiting. We are working our way towards 1 billion subscribers, and we really can't get there without you. So definitely, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe. If you're not enjoying the content, subscribe anyway. Get your friends to subscribe too. Your parents, your family, your friends, everyone you know, that stranger you met, the more the better. So it's Calyrex Shadow. So it is Cali, Shadow, Zacian with Rilla, Gastro Thundurus. So I'm gonna do Cole here with Ensign. I think we want Zacian in the back, and then probably Yveltal is tempting strictly for Calyrex, but we also have Ensign. Urshifu's I'm gonna go with Rilla here. So Zacian, Cole, Ensign with Zacian, Rilla. And I think the game plan here is we want to Flare Blitz turn 1 to activate that Steam Engine on Cole. Just trying to set up for really fast Cole and being able to get off that Volcalith. I think if we can get the chip off, we should just be in a really fantastic position. So we'll kind of play for that and then see what my opponent wants to bring and sort of make any adjustments as needed. So yeah, we're waiting. I think my opponent's cutting it real close. I'm hoping they don't time out. Like that would be kind of unfortunate, but also I mean like fortunate for me. And it looks like they might have timed out. So we'll see how that sort of plays a role. Obviously, if they did time out, like that's really great for us. But yeah, let's kind of see here. What are we expecting? We're going to see Calyrex, Zacian. So in the order of the team, so there is a possibility my opponent did just time out. Oh, that's sick, Coalossal Mistdrifter. I love that. I want to activate Steam Engine really badly, so I want to go for... I'm going to go for a Volcalith as well as a Flare Blitz side proc into my Coalossal. Just trying to get that, like I said, that Steam Engine going. It'll set us up for a Flare the subsequent turn. So we can immediately go for a Volcalith here as well as a self Flare Blitz. I do need to remember I targeted myself to make it so I don't target somewhere else the subsequent turn. Because that can, or like I just want to make sure I don't like hit myself the subsequent turn, because that definitely can be an issue. We should be more than comfortable to take this double up, so then we can get in a position where Coalossal can really sort of put in some work, right? Especially if we expect to see an Incineroar in the back. We're going to see the Zacian withdraw, so that's totally fine. We're going to see Incineroar in the back. So this really suggests to me that they ran out of time. But that's fine, right? Like we're going to be able to fire off a self proc, so we are in a really strong position, right? Then we can go for the Volcalith the subsequent turn. I do want to set up the Flare though, just because of the fact that I think the Flare will make sure that we can go for big damage onto the Zacian, right? Like we kind of need to make sure we're in a good position, as we are going to see this what's it called? This Calyrex not maxing, as it is going to be a Snarl. So Snarl is a little concerning for sure. Snarl, but we're still going to be able to fire off a big hit, as we will just proc that Steam Engine. More importantly is the fact that we are going to break a Sash on Calyrex, right? So that should really help out, as we can go just straight for a Volcalith turn 1, trying to get as much damage as we can. It is unfortunately not going to do quite that much, right, because of the fact that they did go for that Snarl. So we are going to, unfortunately, I'm trying to think, right? I do want to set up Sun, so I'm going to go for a Volcalith onto this Incineroar, as well as a Throat Chop onto Calyrex. Just trying to get some chip going, and more importantly, this lets us set up Sun the last turn, and so we can get the big heat waves off. We will be at -2, yes, but I think we're still in a very strong position, as we will see the Calyrex just go for Protect. So that's even better, right? Like, you are letting us go for a Volcalith. This probably suggests to me you are going for Parting Shot with Incineroar. Just like, that damage is some real good damage. So slower than my Incin, which is important to see. Slower Incin. So that's actually really big, right? We know that your Incin is slower than mine, so we have the ability to, to Throat Chop you if we need to. We will see the Zacian come out here. So Zacian, not gonna like a Flare for sure. So I'm fine to go for the Flare onto the Zacian, and then just swap out into my Rillaboom. I think Rillaboom can very comfortably take an attack, and so we can definitely sort of just start getting some chips. So let's go for a Flare here, and then switch out into the Rillaboom. Like I said, I don't think Rillaboom is going to be doing too much here, so we want to just like get us in a good position. And so the important thing though is we have used our whole max, and our opponent hasn't used theirs yet. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, all things considered, but I do want to try and be a little bit smart about how I approach things. But what's nice, right, is we now have the ability just to put on pressure onto this Zacian, right? Like, they took a ton with the Flare. We'll be able to hit with the Sun boosted next turn, as well as with with the chip from the words. God, I can't speak. We do survive here, which is huge, right? Like, we do now have the ability to pivot out from our Rillaboom into Incin to lower the attack on this Zacian even further, to get us in a really good position. So I think I do want to pivot out into into my Incineroar to save the Rillaboom. I could threaten. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's fine just to go for a Heat Wave here and then switch into Incin, especially because of the fact that we know that our Incin is faster than theirs, right? Like, that sort of really puts us in an advantageous position, being able to go for Fake Out if we need to, as well as a Flare Blitz. And now that we know that our Cole is just so much faster, right? Like, we don't have anything to worry about. One thing that we can do potentially to switch it up game 2 is save the max Cole for the end game and go for a Throat Chop turn 1, just trying to get rid of their Calyrex and make it so it's not a threat. So, like, Yveltal, probably don't want to bring Yveltal here. We are going to see the switch come out from us, which means no switch from my opponent, as we can just bring out the Incin. Being able to get off that Intimidate is going to be huge, as we should be able to get just a solid chunk of damage onto both of my opponent's Pokemon. We will see the Zacian go for the Protect here. So let's see how much this does into Calyrex. Heat Wave going to come out. I just need to connect. Heat Wave will connect. Perfect. So Calyrex, unfortunately, is going to live. So that is really sad, right? Like, if we'd gone for oh yeah, that is we're cutting it real close right now. Oh, we still have Volcalith. That's fine. That's perfect. So Volcalith gonna come out here, being able to finish things off. I think at this point, if we expect them to have Incin and Rillaboom in the back, right, like, we can pretty comfortably sack our Rillaboom in order to cycle another Intimidate, and that should really help us out. Incin getting quite a bit back. Cole, I think, still at full. So even though Cole is at -2, it still is putting in a lot of work. And we do have the ability to, like I said, go for those Heat Waves. Being Stab super effective in the Sun should do quite a bit into this Zacian. So I want to swap out into my Rillaboom here, just trying to preserve Incin for the end game, and also just, like, I don't want to take a hit from the Zacian. So yeah, let's go for the big Protect here, and then swap into Rillaboom, and then we can go for we just have to be a little bit wary, right? Like you can go for a protect on Zacian as well as a throat chop from this Incineroar, but even then we still are in really good shape, right? Like we are lowering the Zacian's attack and making it so that we can set up for a very strong endgame. So we'll kind of see how this goes. We did notice that my opponent didn't bring Gastrodon, so we could play it really aggressively and just bring out our Urshifu Rapid Strike, saying, hey, I don't think you're going to bring out Gastrodon here. So that is, I mean, we actually haven't seen their last, so it is possible that their last is Gastrodon. So that is definitely something to worry about. Oh, wait, this is fine, right? Like, even if you go for Protect, right, Rillaboom is going to be able to go for a Fake Out, so that's going to be huge. We will see Coalossal fire off that big Protect. The Fake Out going to come here. I'm expecting a double up to follow as well. We are going to see the substitute being revealed on the Zacian. So that is actually very good to know. Also taking advantage of the fact that they don't have enough HP to make a substitute is very huge here. I'm going to go for a Heat Wave. So I'm sure it was like probably like one off. I think a Heat Wave here and then going for a Fake Out onto this let's just go for a Heat Wave. And yeah, let's go for a Fake Out onto the Incineroar. There's no reason to risk anything else. I think what we want to do is make it so we can see what they have in the back. The tricky part here, I guess, is if they... yeah, we are going to see the Protect come out from the Zacian. I think that's smart, right? You're saying, hey, I want to try and just recover as much HP as possible. We are going to fire off that Heat Wave. This is also like putting you in a position where you can say, hey, I'm stalling out the sun. So we are going to get just a little bit of chip onto, what's it called? Onto the Zacian. I think what we can do is go for another attack and then switch out into Incineroar. Just trying to make this Zacian as weak as possible and set up for an endgame, which we are putting ourselves in. So we can go for a big Heat Wave here, as well as a swap into the Incineroar, just trying to recover a little bit more as we want to put on pressure. The important thing to note is my opponent still has their Dynamax, but I think once we can get rid of their Zacian, right, like if it's Rillaboom in the back, we can cycle out Intimidates, which is going to be huge for us. So yeah, we just want to make it so it's down to a 1v or a 2v4 at this point. So then we have that ability, because even though we're up in the Pokemon count, right, like we are very, very low in terms of HP, as we are going to see. Yeah, it is going to be confirmed as that Rillaboom as the last slot. We are going to be able to at least get it down to -1 right off the bat, pulling in our Incineroar, which is huge. So we will be able to fire off a very big hit onto their Rillaboom, right? Just being able to get damage. We do have access to our Zacian in the back. Heat Wave will double connect, which is big. Onto the Rillaboom, doing not that much, probably Assault Vest. We are going to see the Throat Chop come out onto Coalossal. Coalossal not going to take a ton there. So I do expect to see, like I said, a Rillaboom max here. And so what I want to actually do is I'm going to go for a Heat Wave. I basically want Coalossal to go down. And then I want to be able to bring out my Zacian pretty freely. So I'm going to go for the Heat Wave again, just trying to get damage. Right, Heat Wave here, and then switch out into Rillaboom. And so we can then go for damage that way. What I want to try and make sure, though, is we can maintain pressure onto their Zacian. Right, like I don't want to take too much recoil on my on my Zacian, because of the fact that I do want to be able to get a pretty clean KO onto their Rillaboom and preserve as much health as possible. So we do have to play things a little bit awkwardly, but their Zacian is so low, right? Like I'm feeling good about things. We are going to see the obvious max come out from this Rillaboom. So that's good here, right? Like we can make it so you're locking your max in at -1. And so with that locked in, that should really sort of help us out. Yeah, you already have a huge chunk of damage taken onto you. We do have the ability to go for the Fake Out, so that's going to be big. Heat Wave going to come out. We also have the chance of burning, which like hasn't come up. Nope. Okay. Max Quake, pretty obvious. This should be probably into the Rillaboom slot, interestingly enough. And given the fact that they are at -1. We are able to survive. So even though you're getting the special defense boost, like, not a big deal. We could see, what's it called? Okay, so we are going to see the Throat Chop come out onto the Coalossal. So unfortunately, still no knockout, which I really would have liked here. I think what I want to do is, so their Rillaboom is faster, which is good to see. We can just keep putting on pressure with Cole, right? We have no reason. I'm honestly wondering if it's worth just going for a Meteor Beam onto... no, I think it's fine to go for the Heat Wave because we can get the burn. I do want to U-turn out against them in the event that they give me the KO, because that will give me a free switch in, which I really want. The Quake going to come out here. This should be going into Cole. So Cole will go down here. This is what we want, right? Because now we have the ability to pivot out into Incineroar. We can bring out our what's it called? Our Incin. Yeah, so this is huge, right? We're gonna get some good damage out onto their Rillaboom. So this is going to let us bring out our Incin. Our Incin will have fake out pressure, which is awesome to see, because that means we can go straight for a, what's it called? A Behemoth Blade onto their Rillaboom. We can fake out their Incin and go for a Behemoth Blade onto their Rillaboom, as we're going to see the Parting Shot. So this is a little tricky, right? Because you are going to be able to bring out your Zacian. So now we have the Zacians both coming out. So I actually have to figure out pretty strategically how I want to play this. There's Zacian, yeah, going to come out here. I think what I want to do is, they are low enough. Yeah, so you're going to recover a little bit HP back. Rillaboom, I think its max is over. So we can fake out the Rillaboom, actually. That's probably what we want to do here, right? We want to bring out our Zacian. We want to fake out their Rillaboom, and then go for a Blade onto their Zacian, right? We could... Oh, no, you still have a turn left. I'm going to swap into my Rillaboom here, and go for a Parting Shot onto your Zacian. I think that's what I want to do here. I'm hoping that with the Shuka, we can survive the incoming attack. I could have... No, because I want to make sure my Zacian is well preserved. So we're going to be able to bring out Rillaboom here, and then... Yeah, I think if we can get the Parting Shot off, that's perfect. Okay, so perfect. We're going to see, right, like, you're going to swap into Incin with the idea of bringing out, or to go for the fake out and go. So this tells me you're protecting with your Zacian. That's what I'm seeing here, is that you are saying, I'm going to protect with my Zacian this turn, as we did switch out into Rillaboom. So we should see, yep, we're going to see the protect. That's perfect. So what I can actually do now instead, is I can go for a fake out onto this, what's it called? I can fake out onto your Rillaboom, and then, or onto your Incin, and go for a Flare Blitz. Is Incin at -1 or at -2? That's actually important. I want to say Flare Blitz will still pick up the knockout, but let's just check. What is my Incin at? My Incin is at -2. So we can still go for this, as well as go for the Flare Blitz onto their Zacian. I think that that's fine. If you switch out into Rillaboom, we also get that advantage. I just want to... Yeah, this is a really tricky position, in all honesty. So let's see what happens here. What's nice, though, is your Zacian can't KO everything, right? Like, if you... if you KO my Rillaboom, we can bring out our Zacian, and then we know we're faster than you, so that actually really helps us. We can also go for, like, a Protect Flare Blitz again, and preserve our berry. So that is nice. Oh no, we're not. We're not. What's it called? We're Shuka, not Chopple. We're gonna see the sub come out here. So that's fine, right? You are just going to weaken yourself, as we can put on the pressure immediately and just say, hey, I'm gonna break your sub. I'm going to attack into the Zacian. right? I think it's fine to go for a Sacred Sword. I mean, not a Sacred Sword, a High Horsepower into this Rillaboom. I mean, into this Incid. And Flare Blitz into this Zacian slot. Yeah, I think that's ideal because we do want to get rid of Incin too, right? Like if we can force it to be the last two, that's huge for us. So high horsepower here, as well as a Flare Blitz into the Zacian. There is a chance you can make another sub. I think that's close. So we want to try and make it so like that's not the case. We're also like really getting close on time. This has been a very yeah, we're just seeing it now, 3 minutes. So now both of us have to be fairly aggressive in terms of our play here. As Sacred Sword going to come out into the Incin, we are going to survive, so that's huge, right? High horsepower going to come out into the Incin. Let's see how much this does. This should unfortunately not be enough for the knockout. We have confirmed that our Incineroar is faster, so as long as we pick up this KO, right? Perfect. We are going to be able to knock out their Zacian. We should lose our Incin, so we are going to make it to a what's it called? A 1v2. So we are going to see the Flare Blitz come out here. We gotta speed this up. Oh, crit! Come on! I don't care about the crit. I need this to go fast. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, so here's what happens, right? We bring out our Incin or our Zacian. We protect. We have to protect, and we have to Sacred Sword into their what's it called? Into their Incin, and hope that we have enough HP left. So we gotta spam protect here. I could. Better idea. I'm gonna go for a Blade onto this Rillaboom. That's actually what I want to do here. I want to go for Behemoth Blade onto the Rillaboom because if Zacian or if Incin goes for a Flare Blitz, it's gonna take itself out with recoil. So the fake out isn't a big deal. We will be able to survive a Flare Blitz. So we are gonna see the fake out. That's fine. So come on, show me the. Oh, you went. That's so smart. That's super smart. I just need to hope that this what's it called? This come on. Come on. Okay, perfect. We should be able to take this home unless this Rillaboom has protect. If it does, sick. Okay, perfect. Wow, this is right. So as long as you don't critical hit my Zacian, we just need no crit. We're gonna see the Flare Blitz come out. Please survive. Perfect. Okay. Oh man, that was a knuckle biter for sure. I wish I had water right now. My mouth is very dry. Okay. The problem is I don't know what my opponent actually wanted to bring. Part of me, I feel like I want to risk. I want to say you're gonna lead Thundurus. So I'm actually going to do Coalossal Urshifu with Zacian and Incineroar in the back. Col Urshifu Incin Zacian. Sorry, I'm just letting my team know. All right, so that's the thing, right? We don't actually know what my opponent wanted to bring because they timed out. If they time out again, obviously that's really good for us. I do expect, like I said, a Thundurus. So I'm hoping for the ability to lead Urshifu and trying to go from there. We do have to, like I said, we do have to worry about Calyrex potentially, but I think that that's fine. We know that they at least selected a team this time, so that's going to be helpful. And we're going to see, okay, so it is same lead of Calyrex, Zacian. What do I want to get rid of? I care more about getting up the rocks. No, I care way more about getting rid of Zacian. I'm gonna flare the Zacian and go for a self-proc Aqua Jet. If they bring Gastrodon, like I can't stop that. But this way, if we can get rid of one of their restricteds, we have the ability to fire off. What's it called? We have the ability to fire off. Oh, please don't be Gastrodon. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Gastrodon is fine here. We have access to what's it called? We have access to we don't have good damage in this Gastrodon. That was silly of me. So that was a very good adjustment on their part. Snarl is going to come out here. It's fine. Okay, so this is fine because of the fact that we are able to preserve our what's it called? We can still go for yeah, that's going to do no damage, but I'm wondering if I can live. Okay, so this is leftovers. It was really bold of them. I want to Vocalith into the Calyrex. Let's Vocalith into the Calyrex and switch into Incin. We can Parting Shot at the gas. Oh god, that's so annoying. So they probably left Rillaboom behind. That's my thought. We can bring out Incin here. We can go for the Overgrowth into Gastrodon and go for a Throat Chop this last turn, right? We are going to see the Gastrodon Protect. That's totally fine. We should expect to see maybe an Astral Barrage. We're going to see a second Snarl come out, which is totally fine with me. What's nice right now is the fact that what's it called? We have the ability to go for a Solar Beam, so we can go for that's great damage. I want to go for a Solar Beam or an Overgrowth into the Gastrodon, as well as go for a Parting Shot into this Calyrex. We've essentially revealed that we don't have Rillaboom, but we still have a way to hit this this Gastrodon, so we can go for this. I think it's fine to go for a Throat Chop. I'm actually gonna Flare. No, I'm gonna Throat Chop. I'm gonna Parting Shot. I'm gonna Parting Shot at the Calyrex. I do expect a potential switch, so that'll be good for me. Also, then what we can do is we can try and set up for just firing off Solar Beams onto this Gastrodon. Right, we're at -2, which is definitely unfortunate. So we probably want to switch Cole out, but we need to take advantage of the fact that we still have turns in the sun. That was really bold of them to stay in versus an Incineroar, but it paid off very big as I continue to make all the wrong calls. We are going to be able to Parting Shot out though. I think I want to bring out. I'm going to bring out Urshifu, because of the fact that I don't necessarily know what they want to go for. And then I can pivot back out into Incin, and then take advantage of the damage, right? Like in case you go for a Yawn, we had a very free attack onto their Calyrex, and we We blew it. Honestly, okay, wait. Honestly, Gastrodon might just be in range of close combat, which is worth considering, right? Like, if I can avoid having to... Okay, so we're going to see the Earth Power, which is... I was going to say, which is great, because we can get our weakness policy, but that's just not happening. So let's bring out our Ensign. I think at this point we are... or they are in range of close combat, picking up the knockout. And I just have to hope that Astral Barrage... I don't think Astral Barrage will bring Urshifu down to Sash, especially because they're at -1. And regardless of what comes in, right, like, it's not going to like a close combat. So we can bring out... I think it's fine to go for a Throat Chop as well as a close combat, right? Like, if you switch out into Ensign, that's still fine for us. So we can bring out our Ensign. Imagine if I had just KO'd their Calyrex. That's fine. So this is I think it's still a fine position. The rocks are playing a very big role right now. So let's go for a Throat Chop onto your Calyrex as well as a close combat onto your Gastrodon. This way, even if you switch out, right, if you switch either slot into Incineroar, we are in the position of getting off an Intimidate, which is huge. I mean, we're either Throat Chopping or we're getting huge damage off with close combat, which is going to be super effective, and Stab. So we are, I think, in a really dominant position right now. And especially, right, if we KO these two, we basically force my opponent to max their Ensign, which is not ideal. So we're going to see the Will-O-Wisp come out. So that's Will-O-Wisp. So as long as this does not recover Gastrodon, I feel like we should be in a position to get this knockout, right? As we... Yeah, I just need to hope that it does not recover. So as long as that is the case, we're going to get the Throat Chop knockout onto this Calyrex, which is going to be huge. So just show me no recover. Show me the Earth. Show me an Earth Power. Perfect. Earth Power is great. Into Ensign is totally fine with me. Because what that means is we're going to get this knockout with the Volcalith. The issue though is they still have two Pokemon that are really strong overall, right? Like I have this Urshifu, which really isn't doing much because there's the Sun Up, it's burned, and soon it's going to be at -1. So we know that there's Zacian in the back, and the big question is, what do they have with that Zacian? I think what I want to do... Oh, it's Rillaboom! Okay. Okay, this makes things a little bit different. I want to swap out. All right, I'm gonna make a big risk. I'm gonna swap here. I'm gonna go for close combat onto the Zacian. We are. I should have done that the other way. In all honesty, I should have switched out my Rillaboom into Zacian. But this is fine. What we can do then is we can pivot back out. We can go for Protect. We can pivot back out. We could see a Grassy Glide, right? Just going straight into the slot. So that definitely, yeah, we definitely need to be a little bit careful about things. Oh yeah, we should have switched out. This is a potential bad play. We're gonna bring out Zacian. Zacian, unfortunately, is slower. It should be slower than theirs. We are gonna see the Rillaboom max. So what that tells me is we will at least be able to get off an attack with our Urshifu. So I expect, I'm hoping for, what's it called? A close, or a Quake into the... I don't expect you to deal I feel like Urshifu is such a dead slot here. We're going to see the Sacred Sword. Okay, Sacred Sword is good. Onto Zacian, doing a lot more than I would have liked. Close combat going to come out here, doing a pretty decent chunk into the Zacian. So that's fine, right? As long as we... Okay, that's unfortunate. We're going to see the Quake come out into Zacian. Zacian is going to go down here. I should have switched into the other slot, but it's fine. Is it fine? It's really not. It's not fine at all. We have, okay, so we still have Quake, which is our saving grace, and also we have Surging Strikes, which should do a pretty decent amount, as we are back to, we're not back to Focus Sash, unfortunately. I think what we have to do is we have to double up this Zacian. Yeah, this is bad. This is not ideal, to say the least. I am going to Flare Blitz. Yeah, I think at this point, right, you have a very free not necessary. We do have Fake Out. So what we can do is we can Fake Out into here and go for a Surging Strikes. With the idea that if we can get our what's it called? Our Urshifu back to Sash, we can be in a pretty potentially okay position. No, because there's a burn. Yeah, those are doing nothing. That's fine. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna take this, unfortunately. So oh, I thought we okay. That's cool. We still have our Shukaberry. So yeah, because Zacian at this point can just KO me. I think they made a very good adjustment by bringing the Gastrodon, and yeah, we're never gonna get out of the range because of the fact that we're taking the burn damage. So figuring out what adjustment to make is important. So we can do this. We can do this, and then we will just go down to the hit. So I think the question now is, what do we do? And I think the answer is, yeah, because you're just gonna grass attack into my Urshifu. So Urshifu is dead weight here. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Quake gets the one shot. Oh, that was a drop solo. I think we go back to the same 4 from game 1. Yeah. So I think bringing back Incin and just going for, I think what we want to do is we want to just attack into the Calyrex turn 1. I think we can't really afford to let it snarl. And so what we should do is we should, oh yeah, same team. We should, what's it called? We should try and Throat Chop it turn 1. So I think I want to go back to Cole, Incin with Zacian and Rillaboom. There is a chance that they switch up to Thundurus, right? Like Thundurus does have potential here. I think if that's the case though, right, like we are able to proc the Steam Engine, get off the Volcalith, and then we do have ways of dealing with Calyrex, especially with Rillaboom, right, being able to go for those Grassy Glides. So I think my opponent made a very good adjustment. So the question now is what do we do? I think this is definitely our best bet of how to adjust, right? Like, yeah, we can go for the Flare Blitz if we need to. I think actually going for a Protect Throat Chop might be slightly better, right? Being able to immediately bring that Calyrex down to Sash is not necessarily a bad thing. So we can do that. Yeah, we have to be wary of Gastrodon, right? Like I could have just been really aggressive and said I'm going to bring Urshifu game 3 and say that you're just not going to do the same thing. I don't want to make that chance, especially if I don't have to. I think we are fine just to go for a Throat Chop turn 1, as well as a Protect, right? Like that should put us in a pretty decent position. Do we even need to? I think it's almost fine to double up the Zacian. We're gonna see Calyrex Zacian again. Okay, so I'm going to, what do I want to do here? I want to go for a protect, and I want to go for a throat chop into this Calyrex. Let's go for that, and let's just go for a throat chop here. I think I haven't been aggressive enough, and I think this will get me there. I do expect potentially a Zacian switch out, which would be fine. I think, though, we do need to deal with this Calyrex and not really let it become a problem. We do have other ways of dealing with it though, so it is sort of 50-50. But what's nice is we do have the ability to go for a Flare and then go for a Vocalith the subsequent turn. So trying to get damage off that way. But yeah, let's kind of see what happens. I think, so we're seeing no Protect. So no Protect is interesting. Probably a Snarl. Okay, Snarl coming out is fine. Make it so Cole only takes one. That's huge. We should see, I'm guessing, a Sacred Sword into the Ensign. We're going to see Behemoth Blade. Perfect. Into Cole. So that's huge, right? Being able to throat chop straight off the bat onto this Calyrex, bring it right down to a Focus Sash. And so what I want to do now is I'm going to go for a Vocalith here. I'm going to Vocalith into the Zacian and go for a Flare Blitz onto the Coalossal. So that way we can get the boost up, right? It's fine to be only at, I'm fine to be at -1 and still like be able to utilize Max Flare really well, right? We also can set up the Sun for Incineroar, so that's going to be really big for us. So I think this will put us in a good position. We do, unfortunately, though, have to go to -1, which is not ideal. And we're using one of our Vocalith turns to get rid of this Calyrex. But all things considered, I don't think it's the end of the world, especially because then we do have the ability to pivot out our Incineroar into other things and then go for damage that way. And Cole, like, even if it's at -1, we saw it, it's still putting in work. So the Astral Barrage going to come out here, doing a fair bit into me, as we're going to see the Sacred Sword unfortunately come out into Ensign. Ensign is going to survive, which is very, very huge, as that means we are going to only be at -1 with the Cole, as we will fire off this Vocalith. We should survive. Yeah, we are going to survive the recoil, which is even better. And so now, right, we're getting big damage onto the Zacian and immediately getting rid of one of their restrictions. So that's nice to see, right? Calyrex gone. We have Cole triggered the Steam Engine. We have the ability at this point to go for Flare, as well as switch out into other things. And also just like, look at that chip already on the Zacian, right? Like, that's huge. And especially if we fire off a Max Flare at only -1, I feel like we're going to just be able to do just a ton of damage across the board. So feeling good about our position overall, like a lot better than the first game. I do, though, want to preserve my Ensign as much as possible. And so now, right, like, what do you really want to bring out here? Everything feels kind of bad. I think we can switch out very safely into Rillaboom if we need to, as we are going to see their Rillaboom come out, which is totally fine with me. I do think that the best play of the best course of action is going to be. I wonder if it's worth going for a Flare and a swap. Actually, okay, so what I actually want to do instead, no, I'm going to go for a Flare here, and then swap into my own Rillaboom. The thing that I'm worried about the most is, what's it called? If they Protect and Quake, but I think that that's fine, right? We will still get the Sun off. We'll be able to go for a Fake Out onto their Zacian as we bring out our own Zacian, which can go straight for a Behemoth Blade onto their Rillaboom, which will be able to pick up the knockout. As we will see this Rillaboom wanting to just go straight for the Dynamax, which is totally fine with me. I do expect a potential Protect, right? Yeah, we could see a Protect come out into a Max Quake into the Cole. So Would it have been better to potentially go for? Yeah, we're gonna see. Yeah, the protect was very obvious. I should have just swapped out protected and then brought back in Rillaboom. I got very greedy here for sure, as we will just be able to get still decent chip. We are at -1. The Quake should come out. I could see potentially going into the Ensign, trying to stop a parting shot, as we will see the Quake, right, trying not to proc a weakness policy into the Rillaboom. So this is huge, right? Because you now are saying, hey, we're able to fire off another flare. We can switch back into Ensign, and Cole is hanging around, right? I guess they were really worried about us setting up again, and so now being able just to fire off a flare here is going to be awesome in damage into that Zacian. We can bring out our Ensign again. I think Ensign really sort of having done a lot at this point, and also making it so, like, right, we can set up really well. So flare into Zacian, swap back out into our Ensign. We do need to get some damage onto this Rillaboom at some point, and so what I'm hoping for is a max flare to do it, as we will see the swap out into Gastrodon is the last one. So that's a big reveal, right? Like, because we have our own Rillaboom here, so that sort of really makes that slot kind of dead weight, as we will be able to get off a big sort of intimidate onto this, what's it called? Onto this Rillaboom, as max flare going to come out. That's totally fine. Onto the Gastrodon, doing just a little bit of damage, which is unfortunate, as we are going to see the Flutterby come out into the Incineroar, which is fine, right? You're going to lower my special attack, but you're lowering my special attack, but that's fine, because we're at -2 with Cole, but I don't know. I think it still should do a really big chunk into this Rillaboom. I'm hopeful that what's it called? I'm hopeful that we can get the knockout there. We have because we have what's it called? Because we have Rillaboom in the back. What I think I'm gonna actually do is I'm going to go for a Heat Wave and go for a Behemoth Blade onto this Rillaboom, trying to get the knockout there, and make it so Cole sort of has to deal with this Gastrodon. Or what I could do is I'm gonna go for a Heat Wave, and I'm going to protect, just trying to stall out that last turn, get a little bit more chip damage going onto everything, right? Like the slots we care about are the Rillaboom and the Zacian. Gastrodon, sort of a non-threat at this point. We do have to be a little bit weary, though, of it going for an Earth Power, but I don't think that that's sort of the end of the world. And so, yeah, we really just want to be a little bit aggressive. The thing to be careful of, too, is the fact that we are Assault Vest on our Rillaboom, which means that we can't go for a Protect. So that can be a little bit scary. We will be able, though, to fire off this Heat Wave in the Sun, as Gastrodon is going to protect here too, right? Expecting a Solar Beam to come out, which I think is a very legitimate play. And so we will be able just to go for some big damage, quote unquote. We're going to see the Max Quake probably into Cole, right? That's my guess. Yeah, Cole is going to go down here. And so what I want to do is I don't know if they're in range of a Behemoth Blade. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to set up a sub really badly. I think, okay, so what I think is going to happen, I expect Rillaboom to, I expect Gastrodon to switch into Rillaboom, or into Zacian. I'm gonna click, let's U-turn here and set up a substitute. I do expect a switch. I'm I think if we get the switch right, which we do, I should have bladed into that slot. There was actually no reason for me not to do that. So that, yeah, I'm not really happy with how that turned out. We will get our substitute up, which is a big deal, as we will see a U-turn come out from their Rillaboom, right? That means you have to bring out Gastrodon here. And so what we can do is we're behind a substitute, which is huge for us. We do have the ability just to go for that Grassy Glide, and I do expect to see what's it called? I do expect to see their this is tricky, right? We can go for a Grassy Glide. Are you going to trade your Zacian though? I don't know if you want to make that trade, but we have to go for it. I think we should have just gone for the Blade into their Zacian slot. So not the most ideal play. So we're going to go for this, as well as a Behemoth Blade here, right? So what we can, worst case, we get Zacian behind a substitute, which should let us 1v1 Gastrodon pretty comfortably. So we could see a protect, right? Like you have to make a choice, right? You have to make a choice this turn. And so I think that sort of helps us out in the long run. We could have just played it very safe and gone for the Grassy Glide or the Behemoth Blade into the Gastrodon slot, saying that this is a very obvious switch. So we're kind of trying to recover from that, as we will see, right? We will see the Gastrodon going for a protect here. So just trying to see what we're going to do. I think, though, we are still sort of forcing a trade. And so the question is, do you want to make that? How do you want to make that trade? There is no sunlight. So I'm guessing. Okay, so I'm guessing. Oh. Okay, so I think there's going to be no more. It depends on if Grassy Terrain is around for one more turn. That's actually really big. That's really big, because now, yeah, you have a very free Blade into my Zacian slot, which necessarily isn't necessarily the end of the world. It will come down to a lot of other factors, right? Because yeah, if you break the sub with Gastrodon, that gives us a protect the subsequent turn. Versus the Rillaboom, I think I should have just. It was such an easy switch, or such an easy call just to have Behemoth Bladed that slot. I don't think the sub was necessary, because it ended up not benefiting us at all. So definitely, yeah, definitely a little bit unfortunate. We are going to see the Rillaboom switch in. So this is interesting to me. Because you're going to give us back priority, which, not that it matters. We're going to see the Grassy Glide, right? So I'm trying to figure out, like, what exactly are you trying to accomplish? As the Blade going to come out, I have to assume into my Rillaboom. Yeah, into my Rillaboom. We'll get the knockout onto your... We should get the knockout onto your Zacian. And then at this point, right, we can KO the Rillaboom. And so once we get rid of the Rillaboom, we have to go for Sacred Swords into the Gastrodon. So it'll come down to that. Perfect. We're gonna get the knockout there. Yeah, having I think our substitute intact is going to be huge. We should be able to finish off this Rillaboom, and then the question now is, will this guy, like, basically, how much damage is the Gastrodon? We do. Okay, so we want to be a little bit careful too, because of the fact that Gastrodon can go for a yawn, right? So that makes that even more tricky, because of the fact that if we don't get the knockout here and they yawn us, right? Like, then they can protect and stall us out and win. So what I want to do actually is I want to protect this turn. I want to set up a sub. Perfect. The Rillaboom is gone. This was way more difficult than it needed to be. The Earth Power is going to come out. I do expect a Yawn. I think that the Yawn makes the most sense, right? Yawn and then Protect, expecting to live the Earth Power. So I'm going to actually sub with the idea that that's going to happen. This Gastrodon also just is recovering so much HP. I think though that sub is the right play. I should have just, yeah, that was a very big mistake on my part. I should have just gone for the blade there, saying, hey, your Gastrodon is so low, you're definitely going to do this thing. I basically need them to yawn. I need you to go for a yawn this turn so I can try and put pressure on you that way. As we are going to see just a straight Earth Power. Yeah, I can't. I have to. I want to. Yeah, let's see how much this does. Does a good chunk. Unfortunately, okay. Earth Power. Let's see how much this Earth Power does. We should be able to survive another one. I actually don't think we can. I think I actually have to protect. Do I survive another one? I'm going to go for Protect. I do have to worry about a Yawn. That's like... Oh, this makes it so hard. Okay, we are going to just see the straight Earth Power. I'm just trying to get enough that I can live another attack. So we should be able to 2-hit the Gastrodon at this point, and we should hopefully be able to survive a hit. And so we have to spam A and then kind of hope. Yeah, so this will be close for sure. If they go for an Earth Power, I think they're going to try and play to timer as much as they can, right? Like trying to say, hey, even if you get this right, I can protect for a turn. So I don't think we're gonna pull this off. Unfortunately, I think there were definitely some turns where I should have played better. Okay, so the question now is, do I live? Do I live? 99, come on. 3. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's so tight. That's so tight. Slam. Okay, they have a minute. Okay, they have a minute left, which is good, right? Like you can't stall out this timer enough, right? Come on, I just need to see the animation. Come on. I'm slamming A as fast as I can. All right. Yes, we should be able to take this. Right? Like that Gastrodon is definitely in Sacred Sword range. Yeah, there's not enough time left on the clock. All right, moment of truth, Sacred Sword. Oh, God. That was a terrifying set. Very, very close at a lot of different points. Huge shout out to my opponent. Yeah, definitely good luck to Panama and the rest of the season. Thank you all for watching. Huge shout out to Jude for the team. And with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.